Good morning, students. This copyright notice is meant for you all to understand that this particular video presentation, whatever we are sending, is exclusively created for you all. And we would be actually streaming it only for you all. So we request you to refrain from sharing this study material with anybody else who doesn't belong to Carmel. We go ahead with chapter 2. In the last chapter, we did the introduction of statistics and we did in detail about the functions, the characteristics, and the various uses. Today, we will be doing chapter 2, organization of data. I've divided this chapter into two parts, as in today's class and the next class. So exactly into two halves. So I will take you through statistical inquiry, the different steps of statistical inquiry, then the types of data, and in that particularly I will be explaining to you in detail primary data and the methods of collecting primary data. Now, very important terms that you will come across the entire chapter will be survey, inquiry, data, enumeration. All these words are going to be commonly heard. So I will first take you through what is statistical inquiry. Even before that, what is an inquiry? Where do we use the term inquiry? Maybe you have heard more commonly when you say there is a police inquiry. What does that mean? They will inquire means they will get a lot of data from the person. They will get a lot of facts. So basically, inquiry means search for knowledge or the truth of the matter. So whatever is the facts, that will be extracted by means of an inquiry. And if an inquiry is done using statistical methods, then it is called a statistical inquiry. So in short, a statistical inquiry means search for knowledge but using statistical methods. Common examples, you know, how if I want to know now how you all have been performing in your quiz, then I will definitely have a look at your score sheets and see how you all have been performing your scoring pattern. In an examination, now if I look at all your marks, how you have scored, I will collect the marks from you all and have a look at how you have been scoring. If you want to know the population of any country, then even the study of population can be done by means of statistical inquiry. So first you have to collect the data and then you have to do a little organization of that data using statistical methods. But how do you do it? You do it in two stages. Anything that you take up, normally what do you do? Suppose you want to write an examination now. Your SLC examination was announced. What you did? You didn't directly take a pull of books and sit. You planned first. And you started your preparation. So your planning is important. Which subject I'll study today? Which subject is not so easy for me? How many hours do I need to put? You planned. And then you started your preparation. Finally, on the day of examination, you went and wrote the examination. You did the execution. That is writing the examination. Same way, in a statistical inquiry, the first step we need to do is planning and preparation, which needs to be very perfectly done. Then next step is doing that. Whatever we have planned, we have to do it. Execution means doing it. So in inquiry, statistical inquiry also, we have two steps, planning and preparation. So remember, for any statistical inquiry, the planning and preparation should be done perfectly, and then only you will get the right results. In execution of survey, after perfect planning, the next step is for us for execution. These are the various steps that we can follow for execution of the survey. Anything that we have to do, first we have to set a team of administrators. Who is going to do it? A questionnaire should be prepared. Now, if I take the example of knowing the population of our country, who will go and collect the information from where? So a set of people are identified. Then a questionnaire is designed to know about the details. Questionnaire is a set of questions about the person or about the family. Who will collect it? You need a set of people who will go and collect. So you need to train those people how they have to go and collect the information. Next is field work by the enumerators. These people who are collecting the information go and collect it from the homes. This is how census enumeration happens. I think you all are aware. Your school teachers are normally the ones who are appointed to go because they are trained, and then they go home to home and collect the information for counting the population of a country or enumerating the population of a country. If they don't respond in a particular house, then they have to go and follow up and find out who has done, who has not done, whether any information was not given. A follow-up will be required in the case of non-response. Then this data will be analyzed. After collecting data, there's no point in just keeping it, right? You need to analyze and see what and how, how many people are employed, how many people are literates, how many people and which age group. All analysis has to be done. And finally, a report has to be submitted and prepared by the people who are selected to do this job. So in so many steps, you can do the execution of a survey. One is identifying the administrators, designing a questionnaire, then training those people who have to go and collect information, then the field work, that is they go to the field and do it, then the follow-up work, the analysis of the collected data, and preparation of final report. These are the various steps in the execution of the survey. Now, collection of data. This is very important. You have to collect the figures. So the first step now is for us to go and collect the facts and figures. For that, you need some important people. And the first and most important person is the investigator, who is in charge of the entire statistical inquiry. He has to see that correct data is collected. He will not go. He will appoint enumerators who will go and collect information from the people. So the investigator is in charge of it, but he will appoint enumerators who will be trained and they will go and collect the information. So by definition, the investigator is a person who conducts the statistical inquiry. Now to collect population, there will be one officer who will appoint teachers who should go to the homes and do the collection. So the teachers are the enumerators. So the person who collects the information for the investigator from the people is called enumerator. He should be trained. And that's why they select teachers, because they can be trained easily, because they understand well. And he should know what exactly needs to be collected. Now, who is giving the data? You and me, who will be in the house. Maybe we would be in the school. I will be working, you would be at school studying, but somebody will be in the house who will give them data. So, or they will come back in the evening when we all are come back. Sometimes if all are working, then they'll come back when the people are there at home to collect the data. So we are called respondents who respond to their collection or respond to their questions. Or we are called informants because we are going to share our information with them when they come for collection of data. So the respondents are the persons from whom the information will be collected. What is collection of data? It is a process of enumeration together with the proper recording of results. So two parts. Collection is enumeration. Enumeration means collecting and putting it in proper form of a result. It record the proper results of it. That is collection of data. Only if data is correctly collected, then only you will get correct analysis. Or the success of an inquiry is based upon the proper collection of data. So once again, I will read out who are respondents. They are the people from whom the information will be collected. Collection of data is the process of enumeration together with the proper recording of results. The success of an inquiry is based upon the proper collection of data. So now we have done in the previous page, collection of data. Investigator is who? Enumerator is who? Various stages in the execution, various stages in statistical inquiry. What is statistical inquiry? So much is covered. We move on to next is types of data. In statistical survey, survey means inquiry, another word. So either we use the word survey or inquiry. In statistical survey, the data are of two types, primary data, secondary data. Primary, the word itself, primary and secondary. Even in school, you have the comparison. Primary, the basic. Then you move on to secondary school, isn't it? So primary data is the first time collected data directly from the field by the investigator. So the investigator is in charge of collecting the data. Whatever data he gets first hand is called primary data. Sometimes it's also referred to as first hand data. Now, how do you collect this first-hand data? There are 5 methods in which we can collect first-hand or primary data. The first one is direct personal observation. Second one is indirect oral interview. Third one is information through agencies. Fourth one is mailed questionnaires. Fifth one is schedules sent through enumerator. I'll take up one by one. I'll just tell you a little about each one and their merit and demerit. Direct personal observation. The word itself says directly you're going to get the information. So definitely this is very good method because you're going to get direct information. But from how many people you can get direct information, it is very difficult. So this method is good only if the numbers are small. If you are looking at a very big group, then this will not be a very good method. So in this method, the enumerator may collect biased information. However, the method is less costly when the field of inquiry is small. But if the field of inquiry is large, then it's too expensive and it's not a good method. So true and reliable data can be collected. Why? Because it's directly got from the person. So correct data you can get. This is one advantage. So accuracy is high. Remember these two merits. It is true and reliable data can be collected and accuracy can be high. Demerit, when your area of where you are going is very big, this method is not good because it's very time consuming and it will end up to be very costly. So then this method doesn't work. So what are the alternate methods? We go for second method, indirect oral interview. So in the first method, it's okay when the group is small. It's okay that you can go directly and get, but sometimes some people will not be ready to give you information. If the informant, I may not be ready to give all information directly. I will say, okay, I will put somebody else. I will ask somebody as a third party to give details about me. That time it is called indirect oral interview. But what is the problem in this? The person who is giving on behalf of me, if he gives wrong information, then all will spoil. So, but it is simple and convenient because somebody else is giving, so the person may not want to give, maybe busy or not wanting to meet the people who are coming. Then somebody else is doing, but the only problem is you can't guarantee about the perfection. If the informant is not ready to give information, this method of direct oral interview can be followed. Under this method, the investigator approaches the witnesses or third parties who are in touch with the informant. Merit, this method is simple and convenient. Demerit, it is by chance it goes to wrong hands, then it will spoil the result. Third method, information through agencies. Now, if you look at COVID-19 time, there's so much of data that is being collected. How many of them are positive? How many of them are recovering? How many are in the hospital? How many of them are quarantined? How many of them did not survive? All this data is collected through various agencies, especially the BBMP are working very hard in getting this information to various local agents. So in this method, under this method, local agents or correspondents will be appointed. So who are correspondents? They are the local agents through whom information is collected. Correspondents are local agents through whom information is collected. They collect and then give it to the investigator. The newspaper also is one of the ways of how you can get information through agencies. It is cheap, but you can be, the whatever information you get may be biased. It may not be perfect. Excuse me. Mailed questionnaire. Questionnaire is a list of questions. You make a questionnaire where you put a list of questions, like your Google form, how you are doing your quiz. It's a list of questions, what we are asking you. That way, a list of questions can be sent to the informants. They can answer and send it back to you, to the respondents. The questionnaire will be sent to the respondents. To me, they will send a set of questions asking details. I will fill up and send it back. So this is economical. You don't need people to come. It can be directly mailed to me. But only if I'm an illiterate, I won't give correct information. That is a demerit. If I'm an illiterate, what information I'll give? I will give all wrong information. Then this method will not be good. And many, after you send, may not inform. Only they may not take up. Like now, how in your class, if all of you are literates, all of you are good, all of you are responding to quiz. If I send to some people, they may not even reply back. So that is why this method will be that time a problem. You will not get the information from everybody. Fifth one is schedule sent through enumerators. Schedule is like questionnaire, but it's a list of questions which is not sent by me, but teachers will come to the home, like collection of population. They will ask, ಏನ್ ಹೆಸರು ನಿಂದು, ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಯಾರು ಓದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಓದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಏಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು, ಯಾರ್ದು ಎಷ್ಟು, everything they will ask, and then I will tell the answer. Then they will write. So here, even if there are illiterates, no problem, because the enumerator is trained and he is taking the information. So this is info, but only training is required of the enumerators. These are the set of questions what you need to do. I've given all these answers in the video. Please go to the video once again. There is more information. All these questions can be answered from the video itself, and everything is available. You can add any question you want. I think what is collection of data is not added. You can collect and do it from there. Okay. So please, if you don't get the answers once, go to the video once again. You have the availability of the video. Thank you all, and please do the homework. It will help you all. Write the question and answers directly in the book. It will cover your entire video. You don't have to write the video matter, but in form of question and answer, if you do, it will help you. Thank you.